Kanye West believed purging his ugliest memory would cleanse his slate. Yet the confession in Cousins is now dragging rap culture, Silicon Valley, and child protection law toward the same courtroom. 72 hours ago, he pressed post on X. 4 minutes of raw verse detonated decades of secrecy, a Cousins murder file, and an already scorched career. Could a box of off-limits magazines really snowball into homicide and a billion-stream banger? Will Spotify certify or suffocate the most radioactive rap track in modern history? And if Ye calls this therapy, why are psychologists begging him to shut it down? Court dockets, studio logs, and 173 Reddit conspiracy threads trace a blood trail that began in a dusty Chicago attic and ends when the streaming verdict lands this Friday at midnight. It starts in the summer of 1991. 6-year-old Kanye raids the top shelf of his mother's closet. 173 specialty magazines tumble down, pages already stuck from age. A neighbor later remembers the boy showing off a centerfold like Pokemon cards. That same week, a child services hotline note lists inappropriate exposure, minors, at that address. The attic secret is born. By 1996, the secret has rules. Kanye and his cousin tear a page from Proverbs, sign it twice in red Sharpie, and bury it behind a radiator. Silence keeps the demons out. A diary snippet, confirmed by a family friend, records, "We burned the flashlight after." Ritual replaces innocence. Kanye stuffs the shame into rhyme books labeled God jokes, but the word burn will soon return with real flames. On 9 August 2008, the Cousins pact erupts in blood. Police file 08CR11705 describes the stabbing of pregnant neighbor Tracy Morales. The defendant, Kanye's cousin, pleads that voices tied to childhood abuse drove him. Prosecutors argue robbery. 12 jurors choose life without parole. Kanye attends day 1 of the trial and storms out on day 2, punching drywall so hard he cracks a finger. Engineers swear the metallic clank at the start of 808s and Heartbreak is his splint knocking a piano bench. Guilt has its own snare drum. Fast forward to 13 January 2025. At L-Track Studios in Calabasas, Kanye inhales nitrous, swallows Percocet, and mutters, magazine throat, magazine throat." Rolling, he redlines the meters for 17 seconds, screaming the hook that will become Cousins. Kid Cudi drops by, lasts 4 bars, and leaves whispering, "That ain't for radio." Engineer Raul saves a safety copy. 48 hours later, it leaks to a Discord of 600 hardcore stans. The leak turns into lore, and lore demands a launch. At 0431 EEST on 23rd April, the track goes live. 12.3 million plays surge through X in the first 6 hours. Sneeko films himself crying, saying, "Vulnerability is gangster." TMZ slaps crimson text across the feed. Incest murder Grammy winner. 59,000 quote tweets clash with 420,000 reposts. But the true gatekeepers stay silent. No Spotify link, no Apple pre-save. Behind closed doors, a 72-hour child safety review begins. Every tick echoes. While lawyers scan lyrics, the meme wars escalate. TikTok user @GuiltGoblin green screens the attic line over a SpongeBob clip, bagging 4 million likes. A drum and bass, throat goat mix appears. Fans crown it traumacore. Abuse survivor creators fight back under the tag, #stop glorifying incest. Therapist Dr. Lena Kumar's Reddit AMA gains 18,000 upvotes in 2 hours. Public confessions can empower survivors, unless they re-traumatize millions to sell vinyl. Kanye replies on X, "If a confession triggers you, maybe find your own mic." Trauma Twitter doubles its volume. Algorithms grin. Money jitters next. Ye's imprint projected $1.2 million from opening week streams. A platform ban would vaporize that, while Telegram bootlegs explode without Billboard credit. 200,000 Vultures 2 vinyl pre-orders sit in a Memphis warehouse. Major retailers threaten to return freight if the controversy hits late-night TV. Return shipping alone could cost $4.6 million. 10,000 hoodies printed with magazine throat idle in cartons, while the factory asks whether child abuse slogans violate policy. Each day of delay burns $3 grand in storage fees. Legal hazards loom larger. Attorney Monique Graves says the imprisoned cousin may sue Ye for profiting from shared sexual trauma, citing a 2020 lyric exploitation settlement that hits 7 figures. Federal law adds dynamite. Under COPPA, if Spotify knowingly hosts gratification content with minors. Fines run $50,000 per US stream. 10 million streams would risk $500 million in penalties, explaining those sweaty corporate conference calls. Cultural critics frame a bigger picture. Immortal Technique's 1997 Dance with the Devil narrated gang rape, but as fiction. Earl Sweatshirt hinted at molestation in 2014. Oblique. Ye names names, dates, blood. Writer Zoe Winters calls Cousins hip-hop's Leaving Neverland, except The Predator sings his own documentary. Streaming scholar Dr. Evan Kai notes that previous bans, like Jim Jones's Columbine Crazy, only amplified pirate traffic. The industry is damned if it streams and viral if it censors. Family fallout adds fuel. A leaked group chat shows an aunt texting, "He weaponized our pain for likes." Another cousin offers childhood letters to tabloids for $20 a page. Ye's team labels them extortionists. Kim Kardashian disables Instagram comments, fearing cousins' quotes under North and Saints photos, and her lawyers draft an emergency motion to bar Ye from using his children in lyrics. Ye retaliates by tagging Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, and Kendrick, asking why they're silent. Silence becomes its own headline. 2 Freedom of Information activists petition Cook County Juvenile Court to unseal the 1991 investigative report. The hearing is set for 6th May. If the file opens, it could confirm or crush Ye's entire narrative and swing public sympathy overnight. Gossip sites start countdown tickers. Reddit detectives book microfilm scanners. Hour 55 after launch, Ye live streams in a thorn crown, declaring, "Joseph's brothers sold him. David ate holy bread. I'm Psalm 51 in the flesh." He says confession will buy generational forgiveness. 240,000 viewers watch, more than the Grammy red carpet pre-show. Pastor Jamal Bryant tweets, "Pain isn't penance when it profits," while Chance the Rapper counters, "Art can bleed and heal." Culture fractures into 3 tribes: exploiters, healers, boycotters. The DSP lawyers stare at the lyric sheet, knowing they'll anger at least 2 groups however they rule. 14 hours remain. If Spotify greenlights the track, Senate tech safety hawks promise hearings. If the platform kills it, darknet torrents will spread before dawn. Either way, the attic box Kanye opened at 6 is now a Pandora chest the music business can't slam shut. This isn't only one rapper's confession. It's a billion-dollar test of how much trauma we're willing to stream for $9.99 a month. We've walked the attic, the pact, the murder, the studio screams, the lawsuits, and the ticking DSP timer. Friday at midnight, the verdict lands, and we'll be here as every ripple, leak, and filing hits the net. Should Cousins live on Spotify or die in the attic where it began? Drop your verdict below, smash subscribe, and buckle up. The next verse of this saga is already loading.